Bigger isn't always better, and Braum's understands this perfectly with its insistence on continuing to focus on keeping its business regional. The company serves cold ice cream, but it grew because of the emphasis it placed on the warmth of love and family. The chain has tried to keep its soul in the fast food industry, where profit matters over anything, and has stuck to its ideals even if it meant getting into trouble. How did it do it? This is the epic story of Braum's. Braum's is an ice cream joint, but it didn't start as one. The chain currently has around 300 locations in the United States, and you are wondering, how come you have never heard of it? And no, it's not struggling. If it were, it wouldn't be as big as it is. So what is it, and where is it? If you haven't heard about this business, it's because you are probably in the wrong place. You see, the company operates majorly in the Southern and Midwestern America, and it doesn't seem to want to change soon. The chain is very passionate about the people from the region it serves and would rather expand within the region than outside of it. Is this a smart move? Well, make your own decision after the video. The business has a reason for this, which you will see in the video. But let us give a sneak peek. Operating like a bigger brand like Burger King and Wendy's might actually doom the business. So that's that. And now we will take a bite into the origins of this business. The business began in Emporia, Kansas, with Henry H. Braum, who in 1933 leased a converted property and used it as a butter processing plant. The plant was small, and after a year as business was good, the older Braum built a bigger facility and moved his butter processing to the new plant. Then Henry decided to add milk processing as part of the business he would do in his new plant. All the while, his young son, Henry Bill Braum, helped, learning everything about the operations of his father's company, and was present when it expanded to make ice cream. But Henry soon left. He had his own idea of what he wanted to do. The son went to college in 1945, the University of Kansas, choosing engineering as his major. However, after a semester, Henry realized one thing: he would not be an engineer, and his path was his father's business. With this realization, he came to a decision. No, Henry didn't drop out. He switched his major to business administration, only if he knew how that decision would pay him off in millions. After college, Bill returned to his father and took an active role in the company. That wasn't the only thing he took an active role or interest in. Henry also had eyes for Mary, a woman his sister introduced him to. It would be this woman that he would eventually marry. And if you like to learn about the history of your favorite eateries, be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Bill and his dad decided to streamline their business interests in 1952. You see, the ice cream part of their business had done so well that they sold the wholesale part of their butter business. The father and son then bought an old Kraft cheese factory and turned it into a milk and ice cream processing plant. The two of them didn't stop there. They saw an opportunity in the ice cream market in Kansas and were determined to dominate it. They opened up their own chain of ice cream joints in Kansas, which they named Peter Pan Ice Cream after a local park in Emporia. Then Henry decided it was time to take a business to the next level, but that meant he had to make a hard decision. In 1961, he bought the company from his dad, and alongside that purchase of his father's business, Henry also purchased his first dairy farm, where he kept the Braum dairy herd. With the practical knowledge he got from his father and the teachings of the business administration professors at the University of Kansas, Henry grew the business to 77 stores by 1967. Then Bill decided to do the strangest thing. He sold off the ice cream business and even agreed to the condition that he wouldn't sell ice cream in any part of Kansas for a decade. On the bright side, Bill kept the Braum dairy herd. He also kept the processing plant. Still, how would Bill, a man who has found success in the ice cream business, sell off his business and still sign a contract banning him from ever selling ice cream again for 10 years in his home state? Turns out, Bill has more tricks up his sleeve. The non-compete he signed didn't say Henry couldn't sell ice cream in the neighboring states. So in 1968, Henry and his wife Mary packed it all up to Oklahoma, where they opened Braum's Ice Cream. With the knowledge he had about running an ice cream business, Braum's had an incredible explosion. No, it wasn't the fiery kind. In the first year the Oklahoma store opened, Henry opened 23 more stores, all within Oklahoma. But there was a problem. Braum's dairy farm and processing plant were in Kansas, which meant he had to transport dairy products from Kansas to his stores in Oklahoma. The logistics problem that arose from this was a hassle. Then Henry made a decision. He decided to move his farm and plant. Get it? Move! So in 1971, Braum's built a new processing plant in Oklahoma, and 4 years after, the company moved over 900 cows that made up its herd in semi-trucks to their new home in Oklahoma. While it was costly, moving the company's cattle and building a new plant in Oklahoma became a significant move for Henry Braum. Costly, yes, but significant. This move allowed him to build a fortress and expand there, as in 1978 the company built a bakery in Oklahoma next to the processing plant. The bakery helped the business expand into baked goods, which helped it save and make more money. It made its ice cream cones, cookies, buns, and loaves of bread. The business even developed a robust burger menu. This was just the company scratching the surface. There was more to come. Braum's began to buy several farms to improve its supply chain and, by extension, meet customer demands. These farms had assigned roles in the business. Some farms grew the hay needed for cattle in the dairy farm, and so on. With all these strategic decisions, the business had more customers and built new stores. This was good, and it was also bad, as it meant that the Oklahoma processing plant became too small to handle the company's customer demands. The next step was clear, and by 1987, Braum's constructed an even larger processing plant in Tuttle, Oklahoma. The size of this processing plant meant the company would be able to process more milk, and the business could maintain its commitment to maintaining quality and keep its customers satisfied. The chain would also build a larger bakery and warehouse distribution facility in 2010, which is next to its plant in Tuttle. That same year, Henry also thought of how he could make his cows more productive and comfortable, and he built a cow trolley that transported cattle from the farm to the milk barn. But it wasn't just the trolley. The man also thought about his customers and began to produce A2 milk, which is the type of milk that has the casein protein. According to scientific research, casein helps milk digestion in the body. The company's aim for producing the milk is so that lactose-intolerant customers get the type of milk that would agree with their digestive systems. Henry would do anything legal to improve quality, and it is precisely why the company's size might not increase much more than it currently has. As you can see, Braum's choosing to remain regional is purely a business decision. Henry discovered that if the company was to retain quality, the stores had to be with a certain radius of the Tuttle processing plant, precisely a 300-mile radius. The company believes that anything more and the milk it processes from its plant would have lost some quality. However, it looks like the chain has relaxed this philosophy, as one of their newer joints is within a 330-mile radius of the processing plant in Tuttle. Looks like the business is becoming a little more daring, but will it do it like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King? Speaking of daring, did you know the company incurred losses to itself so it could continue to produce quality offerings to its customers? In 2019, the company recalled an ice cream flavor, the peanut butter pretzel flavor. The chain did this because the U.S. Food and Drug Administration had indicted Peanut Corporation of America, where the chain buys its peanuts, as the contamination source for a salmonella outbreak. The ice cream company could have just looked away and blamed others since it wasn't responsible for the outbreak, but it would be against their philosophy to take care of customers. "We're trying to be as careful as we can," Terry Holden, a spokesman for the company, said. Braum's is not just an ice cream store. It is a story that cuts across generations. It began with Henry H. Braum and continued with Henry Bill Braum, who bought the company from his father and went even beyond what his father could have imagined. However, as ambitious as Bill was, he still didn't let his company expand out of Midwestern and Southern American states. Heck, his businesses all exist within a certain radius of his major processing plant. Do you think this strategy will help the business in the long run, or will it help it remain irrelevant? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support our channel.